Hi there. It's me, Priscilla B, and we're gonna do a light oracle reading with our messages from our fairies, along with some romance angel cards and some true love cards. So this is a love reading. Okay, we have our magical unicorn message, accession lift. And this is prepare for rapid spiritual growth. Be ready for opportunities. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to just go ahead and fix the lighting for a sec. All right. So that's some better lighting. Okay. So we have our unicorn card. Accession lift. Prepare for rapid spiritual growth. Be ready for opportunities. Okay. And we also have our true love reading cards as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull some true love reading cards to get a clearer message and understanding of what you're going through right now in your love life. All right, so we have reparenting yourself. Wow, reparenting yourself. That's some major spiritual growth right there, is when you're like reparenting yourself. You see the older woman with the younger one, they're matching clothes. The older woman has a heart necklace. And there's hearts all around them. They're in this like kind of golden egg with butterflies and diamonds. So reparenting yourself. So let's take a closer look at what reparenting yourself means. I always like to think of reparenting yourself as kind of like treating yourself like you have an inner child. You know, you were once a tiny child that had all these dreams and had this vivid imagination. You know, you weren't concerned with bills and rent and car payments. Like, it was all just like playing all the time, entertaining all the time. So, kind of getting in connection with that again and really letting yourself just like feel that like inner child again. Free yourself from the past so you are more able to give and receive love in the present. So, okay. So, some of the most difficult things to let go of in life are the emotional hurts and disappointments from childhood. As adults, those old wounds can block us and hold us back or cause us to repeat unhealthy partners in our patterns in our relationships. Naturally, we all know that it is possible to go back and change what happened in the past. Maybe you have tried resolving the issue with the person or people concerned, or maybe you aren't even sure what it is that still weighs you down. Many people assume that childhood wounds only arise after serious mistreatment, such as violence in the home. But the truth is that it's often the less dramatic things that leave the greatest impression. Something like a parent being stuck in hospital on your birthday, or a sibling who always did better at school than you. This card has come up for you today because your child aspect needs you to care for and reparent it now, even if you aren't aware of any specific experience or hurt. Your child aspect is saying, I need you. Follow the steps of the simple exercise on the following page in order to enjoy a profound experience of healing and deep connection with this innocent and loving part of yourself. This will help you be more open to loving and being loved as an adult. Ooh, okay. Okay, so the requirements. A quiet place where you can sit or lie comfortably and uninterrupted. A pillow or cushion. The time required is around 15 minutes. Okay, so you make sure that all phones and electronic devices are turned off. Sit or lie down with a pillow or cushion within easy reach. Think back to your childhood around the age of 3 to 8 years. Reflect on where you were living and what your life was like back then as best you can. What did you look like? What did you wear? And what did you spend most of your time doing? Feel yourself being that child again. Just go along with whatever comes through. Now imagine your child self facing you and reaching up his or her arms towards you. Imagine yourself bending forward and picking your child self up and wrapping your arms around him or her. Or you may choose to crouch down to their height and give them a lovely big hug. Hug your cushion or pillow or wrap your arms around yourself to really experience the power of reconnecting with this part of yourself. Allow yourself a few minutes to feel and enjoy it. While hugging your child's self, begin speaking with him, her in your mind, or out loud if you prefer. Tell your child self that you are aware of her, him, and that you can't change the past or make things different, but that things are going to improve from now on. Let them know that you are totally aware of your child's self. Reassure your child's self that as an adult, you are here to reparent him or her now, and that you are here to protect, nurture, and love them. Keep talking with your child's self in whatever way feels comfortable and healing. Acknowledge that it's time to let go of past hurts and to move forward together. Let your child self know that she or he doesn't have to come, or they, to the adult world with you all the time. That it's fine for her or him to stay at home and play and be safe while you go to work or deal with situations that a child might feel overwhelmed by. Reassure your child's self that your new awareness of them means that you can never forget their existence or pretend that they aren't an active part of you ever again. Create a clear intention that you and your child's self are close friends from now on, and that you have the emotional and spiritual maturity to take care of them. Imagine you and your child's self merging so that you become one, complete, and whole. Then imagine wrapping both of you up in a beautiful cocoon of energy and light. Whatever color comes to you is fine. Imagine this gorgeous energy surrounding you so that you feel safe, cozy, and loved. When you are ready, open your eyes. Wow. So that's a really powerful ritual sort of to kind of do, and to just kind of reconnect yourself with your inner child. Okay. It's very important that as adults we understand that there's a lot of stress in our lives. There's a lot of day-to-day mundane things that we have to do. Dishes, laundry, vacuuming is one of them, taking out the garbage. But as a child, we didn't have to really do any of that. Not at least as probably like a 3 or 4-year-old. Perhaps as we got older, our parents told us, we had to do chores and stuff. I know I had to do chores a lot. But that being said, it's okay to just take a break from that and just say, look, I'm going to go watch my favorite Disney movie, eat some ice cream, do my tarot card readings. And then after a couple hours of just relaxation and just feeling that like no responsibility factor for like a couple hours, then I'll come back into the parenting mode where I'm doing the dishes and the laundry and so forth. Okay, so now I'm going to pull the next card, and this is self-respect. This is a perfect card to draw, really, because we really have to respect ourselves. I think as we get older and like society and like everything that goes on in the world kind of just like pulls us all into this this inability to not be able to respect ourselves because we have other people judging us constantly, especially if we're on social media. Especially if we decide to go a certain road in life, as the picture shows, this feminine figure here, she is going on a road, and there's a fairy, and there's sunlight and moon and stars, and there's a castle with hearts. And this is your journey path. This is your road to success. This castle can represent your home. This castle can represent a place that you feel safe and secure. And you've obviously gone on some kind of journey because you're not there yet. You have your staff in your hand, and the light is shining on you. The light is saying, go towards this. Like, you're on the right path. The light is shining on your path, saying you're in the right direction. And then you have this little fairy figure. I love fairy tales, and like the fairy figure represents like your fairy godmother, your guide toward home, toward your castle in the sky, toward love. This is a castle of love. This represents love. You have to respect yourself. You have to love yourself in order to achieve this kind of enlightenment on your path. Okay, so let's take a closer look at self-respect. There is no need to compromise your self-respect for love or security. Exactly. So if you're compromising respecting yourself in order to feel love or feel security, it's not real self-respect. That's a false self-respect. That's just you falling into peer pressure. That's you falling into the societal norms that everyone says is okay, but really you have a gut feeling inside of you that says, that's not okay. So you do not need to compromise your self-respect for love and security. Okay, that castle is your security. That's your home. It's a love castle. Um, Whether you are in a relationship or not, self respect is the key to how other people perceive and treat you. Sometimes self respect may seem to take you down a lonely road, but even that part of your journey is worthwhile. If you aren't willing to speak up for what you believe in, walk away from the situations that are damaging to you and act from your own integrity. How can anyone else truly know or care for you? At times, it's tempting to compromise your self respect for security or survival. As a short term measure, this may be necessary while you get your life in order, but as long term measure, this is unhealthy for you, your heart, and your soul. You have drawn this card today because the universe would like you to have a look at the ways you have compromised yourself in the past or present in order to secure or maintain a relationship. Real life and spiritual growth are not about taking the convenient path. In fact, love and spiritual growth often demand that we face challenging situations in order to confirm our commitment to what we say we want. Okay? And most people breach their own integrity and compromise their self respect from time to time. Living a fulfilling life is not about being perfect, it's about acknowledging what is and choosing a healthier course of action from now on. When you live from your truth, a life of integrity and self respect are the natural outcomes, and your angels, spirit guides, and the entire universe are standing by to help you attain the level of quality and fulfillment. Ask for their help and act on their guidance and the urging of your own intuition, gut, and heart. All right, and that's what I was saying before. So it's all about your gut and your heart, okay? All right, so we have this, and then we have one more card here, the Sacred Woman. I was hoping we would get this card because I feel like this is so very important and crucial to your development as a person into the self-respect mode. The Sacred Woman is the Sacred Woman, and you are channeling this feminine energy right now of the Sacred Woman. It doesn't matter if you're male or female or if you identify as both. The point is that the Sacred Woman is this sacred energy, feminine energy. So the Sacred Woman. There is a wild power and sacred divinity that must be respected by both women and men. Okay? So, the Native American Indian legend of White Buffalo Calf Woman is closely connected to the concept of the divine feminine. Although it is more extreme than real life, her story does send an important message. In the legend, White Buffalo Calf Woman annihilates a man who thinks he can simply embrace her and claim her like a piece of property. The man who senses her divinity and wild power is spared in the same fate because she can see that even though he holds his bow and arrow up to her in fear, he respects her power. On returning to his tribe, the surviving warrior does as she is requested and organizes a feast to celebrate her impending arrival. In return, she teaches the tribe sacred rituals and bestows important forms of abundance upon them. White Buffalo Calf Woman brings an important reminder to us today about the potentially destructive forces that are available when the feminine is treated as trivial. In modern life, this applies to both men and women, meaning that women must be prepared to value themselves and act upon this if they want to be respected by their male counterparts. White Buffalo Calf Woman did not play games, make idle threats, or pretend to be something she was not. She did not compromise herself or her integrity for mere physical security or a life that was less fulfilling. And by annihilating the disrespectful warrior, she made it clear to all others that her power was not to be doubted. In modern life, this is played out in the way a woman treats herself and allows herself to be treated. When a woman truly respects herself, she acts upon her feelings. Men will naturally respect her or leave her alone. When you call White Buffalo Calf Woman into your life, she will help you do away with self-sabotaging behavior and help you to have the courage to do what you know you need to do. Okay, and she's holding up her palm with a green heart, like an emerald heart. She has a dream catcher in the background. And then you have the white buffalo. So, I love dream catchers myself. I've always loved dream catchers. So, dream catchers, you may not know this about dream catchers, but if you hang it up in your window, then it's supposed to catch the bad dreams. Now, in my experience, I have done this before, and now as I've gotten older, I'm like, bad dreams. I'm like, what are those? like, you know, but like, we won't get into dreams really right now. That's too much of a deep conversation. We should have tarot cards for that. But anyways, so as I was saying, it's like you're self-respecting yourself, then you're channeling a sacred woman. Now, there are predators out there. There are crazy people out there that want to hurt women, that want control and stuff like that. We see that every day in society. We know that's a fact. So just keep channeling your sacred woman energy. Have your walls of protection up. That's your self-respecting yourself. Respect yourself as a woman. Have your boundaries up. Have your walls up. When you feel comfortable and someone, you can trust them and you feel comfortable around them, then those walls will start to come down naturally, and those boundaries will still always be there, and the person you're with will respect those boundaries. And that's the point of the sacred woman, is that you need to respect yourself in order to channel the sacred woman energy. Okay, now we're going to and I just want to show you this real quick. This is the spiritual maturity card here, okay? So as you self-respect yourself, as you channel this sacred woman energy, and as you reparent yourself, you're going to end up growing into and having this spiritual maturity. And we have the all-seeing eye up here. We have the two people journeying together. This is a love reading. So as you grow, as you learn to love yourself, your spiritual maturity grows. And then you and your partner together will be journeying together, because you guys both will have this spiritual maturity. You really need to have spiritual maturity in order to be able to have a healthy relationship and maintain a healthy relationship. That's easier said than done, obviously. It takes a lot of practice. It doesn't come overnight. You're not automatically overnight able to navigate through every single relationship obstacle that's out there. That's impossible. You're not an AI pre-programmed to deal with everything like that. So that's okay though. That's what the journey is all about. That's what the spiritual journey is all about. That's what maturity is about, because as you get older, you grow into this spiritual maturity. So let's see here. Honoring your own spiritual growth and that of your beloved is vital for a loving relationship. What is spiritual maturity, and why is it important in a loving relationship? Take a moment now to think about how you would answer these questions. Spiritual maturity will also take into account spiritual compatibility. For example, if you believe in reincarnation, karma, and higher power that lovingly guides you, then how compatible can you be with a person who believes in a judgmental God and only one opportunity to get it right before being sent to heaven or hell? Being spirituality mature means that you can accept another person's view while being able to choose the best match for yourself wisely. A spirituality mature person doesn't have all the answers to life, the universe, and everything, but at the very least, they will have given these topics some consideration. Spiritually mature people endeavor to think for themselves, because the maturing process actually requires that we question what our family and culture teaches us until we come to our own center of belief and spiritual truth. You have drawn this card today because it's important for you to prioritize spiritual maturity in yourself and your partner. This will aid you in connecting with a true soulmate or allow your existing relationship to grow. An understanding of each other's beliefs and feelings can be released through respectful and mindful conversation. Ask your prospective or existing partner what their beliefs are. Never assume. Create a space in your relationship for spiritual maturity to flourish. Have the courage to explore beyond the beliefs and ideals that were handed to you as a child, and be willing to take whatever steps are necessary to mature yourself. When you do this, you will attract the best person for you. If you are in an existing relationship, you can open doors to many new and exciting possibilities for you and your partner to enjoy. And I could not have said that better. Really, what loving yourself means is that you are learning how to self-respect yourself. You're learning how to protect yourself. And once you can protect yourself, once you can love yourself, once you know your own boundaries, once you see your own self-worth, once you find that you're feeling better about yourself and you're loving yourself, flaws and all, then being in a relationship with somebody else is going to come a lot easier. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. It's definitely not gonna be easy. There's gonna be trials and tribulations. You guys are gonna have lots of ups and downs. But it's better for you to like agree on this spiritual maturity in your relationship. Like if you're with somebody and they're like, oh, I don't believe in that mumbo jumbo. I don't believe in horoscopes. I don't believe in zodiacs, tarot cards, all that stuff. They're probably not going to mesh well with you because it's probably going to be a topic that you want to talk about constantly. Okay? And if you want to talk about something that you're really passionate about and they're like, stop it, blah, 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 boring, that's not going to be respectful towards you and you're not going to get along with that person. So you really have to keep that in mind. It's okay to have differences. Like maybe, your partner's favorite ice cream is chocolate and yours is vanilla. That's not going to be a relationship ending thing, okay? What's going to be a relationship ending thing is if you don't value the same things. If they value money over family, that relationship is not going to work. If they value, going out and hanging out with friends every night and just party, and you want a quiet, stay-at-home, Netflix and chill type of relationship, you guys are going to clash. And you guys are going to have to come to compromises, and that's going to be a difficult journey. So you might want somebody who's a little more into the Netflix and chill, and then, go from there. Okay, so these are your love angel cards. Honeymoon. Oh, honeymoon. Look at this. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Holiday time. I love it. See, once you get to that spiritual maturity, then you get to go on the honeymoon, right? Then you get to enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. We have make the effort. See, you have to make an effort in relationships. It's work. Relationships require work. Mom is a job, dad is a job, boyfriend's a job, girlfriend's a job. Those are all jobs, okay? You don't just like enter into a relationship and think that you're not going to be doing any work. You are going to be doing some work. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. See? Okay, I love this because it's just like a little boy and a little girl, and he's like, I love you, and it's so cute and adorable. And then we have past life relationship. You have known each other before, and that's the karma. That's the soulmate. See, spiritual maturity was like if this person that you're with believes in karma, soulmates, reincarnation, and you believe in that, and you believe like in a past life you guys were together, and then time brought you together again, then hello, past life relationship. Hello, soulmate. But if you're with somebody who's like, that's ridiculous, that's stupid, I don't believe in any of that stuff, that person's not the right person for you. Because in order to have that really strong connection, you have to have similar spiritual beliefs. You have to, because if you don't, it will be very controversial. It'll be very hard to connect, because that's where all this passion comes into, by the way. Like, you can see how passionate he's about her. He's like basically like tearing off her clothes, like, I love you. It's like the cover of like a romance novel, like an erotic romance novel. You have known each other before, okay? I've written a romance erotic novel before called Allure. It's on Amazon if you want to check it out. I wrote it when I was 18, okay? So it's not like, belongs in the Oxford Library of Literature, but it's still like, you'll see like all the passion and excitement that comes out of that book. And it's so interesting to me because I feel like I wrote that book and then I met somebody who made me feel like I was the character in my book and they were the love interest in the book. Okay, so it's like a book about an 18-year-old who falls in love with this guy, and then they're torn apart through war and all this stuff. But then in the end, they come together. And I ruined the book. But it's still a good read. Okay, now you're not even going to read it, but whatever. So you have known each other before. Okay, so you've known this person that you're with before. This is a really good connection that you have, I feel like. Whoever this person is that you're with, that you feel like you've known each other before, this is soulmate material right here. Okay, this is spiritual maturity right here. And then we also have love yourself first. Again, all of that love, all of that self-respect. You can't be in love with someone else unless you love yourself, because you need to know how to love someone unconditionally before you can love another person unconditionally. And if you can love yourself, if you can respect your inner child, if you can parent yourself in times of need, then you're going to be self-respecting yourself. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Okay? Alrighty, so we also have some messages from our fairies, and then I'll wrap it up with the light oracle cards, because that's all about working on your light. And if you can work on your light, you can definitely start working on loving yourself, because you need to love yourself. I tell myself every time I'm feeling down, I tell myself I love myself, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm amazing. Because you know why I do that? I do that because it boosts my self-esteem. And it teaches me self-respect. It's like a self-respect exercise, basically. And here comes my daughter, Angel. She's got a toy here. So what's the message from the fairy? Inner child. Oh, my God. Look at this. And we got the mom with the two fairy daughters. Okay. She's got her baby fairy daughter and her, school-age fairy daughter. The fairies of playfulness remind you to make time to embrace your inner child. Playing keeps us young at heart. Do something silly and fun, but stay safe. Okay? So, see, even the fairies are like, this is all for you. Like, love is for you. Like, finding your soulmate is for you. Self-respect is for you. That inner child, again, it's hard. It's sometimes it's easy for us to forget that we once were a small child, and what it was like on Christmas, what it was like on Easter, what it was like on Thanksgiving, with all the food and all the presents. Because when we get older, it's like, where did all the presents go? Where did all the food go? Now you have to work and make money to buy your food. Now you have to buy your own presents, right? But it's good to still do that for yourself, and doing that for yourself is important. If someone's not buying you a Christmas present, go buy yourself a Christmas present. Treat yourself. Okay. All right. So let's see what the light oracles have to say. Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitive. Connect with nature. Okay. Empaths. Okay. So let me tell you a little bit about empaths. Empaths are people who, they're highly sensitive. No, there's a little bit more to it than that. Basically, they have a strong connection with feelings and emotions, and they can sense people's feelings and emotions coming off of them, and they can basically have this emotional intelligence. Basically, it's like you can sense what somebody is feeling. They may not be saying, oh, I am sad or I am mad, but you can sense it and you can pick up on it, and you can, and it starts to translate into getting in tune with your psychic abilities and stuff like that. I actually just bought a book on it. I forget what it's called though. But it's very, very interesting. So let me get a little bit more information for you on this. So you are being called to get grounded to ensure that your luminous field is clear and your inner well is full. If you're not grounded, it is all too easy to get swept up in other people's energy and mistake it for your own. Your boundaries will become blurred as you are absorbing the energies around you and struggling to define what it is their stuff and what is yours. If you pull this card, you are very likely an empath or a highly sensitive person and need time alone to fill up your well. Balance your energy and get grounded. There are two types of people: those who draw their energy from others and those who draw their energy from within. Reflect on which one you are and carve out time each day to ensure your well is being replenished. Being sensitive is a superpower, but like all powers, it needs to be nurtured in order to be fulfilled. It is easy to get swept up in the high frequency energies that are swirling around the planet. The quickest and most effective way of clearing all of this from your field is to ground yourself by connecting with Mother Earth. There are many ways to get grounded. One of the most powerful ones is to practice earthing by connecting to the power of Mother Earth. Spend time in nature. Put your hands on a tree, your palms and extensions on your heart chakra, or walk barefoot on the earth. Work your light action. Do something and get grounded and connect with the earth. So again, that's all about boundaries. Again, you know, if you are an empath person, you're highly sensitive. And then that means that you need to get grounded and you need to get, connect with nature. Really helps going outside, going for walks. That very much helps when it comes to being highly sensitive. And if you're in a relationship and you know your partner has said something hurtful to you and like it makes you very sensitive and upset, going outside, going for a walk, going and getting some fresh air is really going to help you to just like relax. So that's some advice for you if you are in a relationship and you're like getting into a heated argument. You know, maybe it's time to go outside, go for a walk, get some fresh air, get your chakras aligned again. And finally, we have Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? Okay, and so that's your final card. Okay, which is a great card because you are channeling that sacred women energy. Let's see. Warrior Woman. Here's the Warrior Woman. Okay. Warrior Woman, kind of like Wonder Woman, sort of, with the sword and everything. You are here for a reason. You are being called to bravely pave a path. Have you answered your highest and deepest calling? Living a heart and soul-led life is not all fluffy and smooth sailing. Living a heart and soul-led life requires courage to triumph over fear. So often our fears are the gatekeepers to our greatest gifts. And the more resistance we have towards answering a call, the more important it is to our soul's growth. Sometimes fear is an indication that we are facing the right way. Joan of Arc was known for her courage and her famous line, "I'm not afraid, I was born to do this." But the thing about courage is that it is not possible without fear. So if you are feeling afraid, what is needed is courage. And courage comes from living from the heart. Think of your fears as opportunities to expand, rather than things that are holding you hostage. If you look at your fears in this light, then as uncomfortable as it might feel, it's actually a sign that you are on the right track. Work your light inquiry. Have you answered your deepest calling? And I feel like you are answering your deepest calling. You really are on the right path. You know, all the cards say it. You know, we got all the inner child, all the self-respect, all the reparenting. That all aligns with this Warrior Woman right here. And so I wish you the best in your relationship. This is a love reading. This was a love reading. So I wish you the best and love and light always. And go out there and take over that world, Warrior Woman. You got this.